Welcome in, guys. I am back to talk about the firing of former NFL head coach Frank Reich, who got fired this past Monday from the Carolina Panthers. He got hired at the end of the 2022 season after the disaster of having Matt fucking Rules as your fucking head coach for fucking 2 years. Frank Reich comes in January of this year. And you know, Frank Reich, he had a good couple of years in with the Colts. I know he had that stupid idiot Matt fucking Eberflus as a defensive minded coordinator, which didn't help him in 2021 to get to the playoffs. But he gets fired from the Colts last year. This year, the end of the 2022 season, he comes into the Panthers. They desperately need a quarterback because again, they went for Matt Corral in 2022. Never played a fucking game. I don't know if he's still on the roster or not. They had Sam Darnold. Yay, that was a great addition, wasn't it? Getting Sam Darnold in. Brilliant decision that was. Then Cam Newton came back to the Carolinas for a bit. But then you go off to this offseason. Now, you look at Frank Reich, what he's been playing in the Colts. He's been really playing for the Panthers this year, he's been playing a triangle scheme where which will allow the QBs to progress through three receivers to on the defensive line. So he's been playing that kind of system with Bryce Young. And then he was doing a seam slide movement when he was with the Colts. His scheme there was a scheme slide movement where he was kind of overloading the offense on the defense and stuff like that. That was his system in the Colts. So he had a different system. He was doing triangle scheme here, and the Panthers didn't kind of work. Only won one game. I think that was against the Titans. Was it against the Titans? Maybe the Titans. I can't remember which one game it was. But Frank Reich got fired. He left them 1-10. And you look at them. I know the Panthers are under new ownership now. But again, you look at Scott Fitzer. How the hell is he still a GM? Again, you look at what he's been doing as a GM. Like, he still was there when Matt Rule was there. He sanctioned Scott Fitz, the GM, who was appointed in 2021. He was the guy that sanctioned the fucking Sam Darnold deal, aging Cam Newton. Yeah, let's bring him back. Ooh, that's good. Bring in a injured Matt Corral from the 2022 quarterback draft class. And then you look at this draft class here. They definitely needed a quarterback, but who do you bring in? Let's bring in the 5'11" guy that's going to get bullied around by every defensive guy in the fucking league, and Bryce Young. Let's pass some fucking guys like Anthony Richardson, who's probably the best guy out of the QB class this year. I know he's injured for the rest of the year, but he's one of the outstanding guys that you should have gone for. Pass on Will Levis, that again has more upside than a Bryce Young. And I don't know, the guy that's probably the guy in Texas right now for the Houston Texans, and C.J. Stroud. He got second. And again, I think what it comes down to is Scott Fitzer drafted the wrong fucking quarterback. He brings in Bryce Young, 5'11", when you should have gone for a guy like a C.J. Stroud or a Anthony Richardson should have come in. Not a fucking 5'11" quarterback. That's instantly everybody in the defensive side is going to go for Bryce Young because he's the weakest link in this team. And again, I want to give Bryce Young a chance. It's his rookie year in the NFL. I understand that, coming from Alabama. But 5'11", I don't know where his upside is going to be. To be honest, I just don't see it in my opinion. Other people that was drafted in this draft class by Scott Fitzer were Jonathan Mingo, which again I think is probably one of the best draft picks in this class. To be honest, he was a wide receiver from Ole Miss. They got DJ Johnson from Pittsburgh. He's an edge, and then they got Chandler Zavala, who's a guard who's going to protect Bryce Young on the offensive side of the ball in the trenches. Also, the free agents that they signed, you got DJ Clark, you got Von Bell, you got Bradley Bondsman, and then you got Andy Dalton to to be the backup quarterback to Bryce Young. And then you've got Adam Thielen, which again, he's an okay wide receiver. He's not going to be the guy long term. So where do the Panthers go from here? First off, you fire, as I'm recording this on a Friday morning I'm recording this, so again, I don't know if Scott Fitzgerald has been fired or not, so I don't know if he has or not, but Scott Fitzgerald should be fired as the GM, because I do not trust this man to find another head coach and then go through the 2024 draft and fuck that up like he did in 2022 with Matt Corral, like he did in 2021 when he got Sam Darnold in, like he did in 2023 when he botched the fucking Bryce Young thing. I don't trust him. So Scott Fitzgerald has to go. You need a new GM and a new head coach. Who can be the front favourites that are going to the front runner for the job? Ben Johnson from my Detroit Lions offensive coordinator. You got Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator from the Chargers, and then you got Jim Harbaugh. Obviously, anytime a head coach gets fired from the NFL, it's like, oh, let's bring Jim Harbaugh back to the NFL. Let's bring him back. So yeah, Jim Harbaugh from Michigan. I know he's under a lot of allegations recently, but yeah, he's been rumored that they want to talk to him, and then also Bill Belichick. Don't get Bill Belichick. I said, do not get him. Let him retire. But a favourite out of this job, I think you're really looking at they're either going to give it to Ben Johnson or they're going to give it to Kellen Moore from the Chargers. I think Ben Johnson's probably going to be the best guy to give it to be honest. If you're going to really get the best out of an out of the offensive side of the ball, which Frank Reich was struggling to do with this offensive side of the ball, you've got to get somebody like Ben Johnson in. He's a young guy. He's 35, 36. He's done great stuff for my Detroit Lions this year. The Lions offense has been fantastic this year, apart from a couple of games that we had against like Seattle and the Ravens and stuff like that, and the Packers. But apart from like those games, he's been really good this year, and I think it's time for him that he gets a head coaching job. I was thinking maybe next year he'll get a head coaching job, but he could get one. He could get one this year. Kellen Moore with the Chargers. I don't know about him, to be honest, because the Chargers have been hit and miss this year, and again, that's probably down to Brandon Staley because he's a fucking idiot. But maybe give him another year and then give Kellen Moore a head coaching job. But I think the favourite's going to be Ben Johnson. So leave your guys' thoughts on Frank Reich being fired from the Panthers. Yeah, peace, guys.